Alright, in this lesson we're going to be using Karma dolls.
Okay.
Ragdolls.
Karma dolls. Oh, ragdolls. Okay.
That's right.
Are we playing with dolls in this lesson?
No, not exactly.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, sort of. So we're going to actually create an interesting room and put these guys in them and kind of play with them a little bit.
Okay.
Sort of a secret.
Sort of a secret.
Yeah.
Sort of a secret.
Sort of. So, but first off, let's create our actual ragdoll.
Oh,
Why don't we just create our ragdoll first?
Okay. Let's do the ragdoll thing. I'm all for it.
Okay. So let's right-click and add a Karma actor. Whoa, that's kind of not what we're...
That's a bridge, man.
Yeah, it is. But we will start with a K actor, and we're going to kind of convert it into the character.
Oh, that's clever. So we're going to turn a bridge into a character?
Sort of.
Sweet.
You're a good student, man.
Yes.
So let's go under Display, and let's go under Draw Type, and let's change this to a Mesh. You notice it makes our almighty bridge disappear.
And it's quite a technological feat to change a bridge into a person.
I know. Under Static Mesh, let's just clear this out. And under Mesh, let's type in Skeletal Mesh, and let's say male jug A.
Wow, you type really fast.
Sure I do. Let's type...
Faster than I do.
Let's type use, and there's our actor.
Ooh.
I know, kind of awesome.
Floating green dude.
I know, it's kind of scary. So let's rotate this guy around, kind of facing that way.
That way, wherever that way is.
Wherever this way is, yeah.
Sure.
I'm facing towards the camera in this case.
Yes.
And let's go up and get that closed up. Let's go down to Movement. And under Physics, you'll notice that we have Physics Karma, which is the default physics engine that will be used for an actor.
Okay.
But in this case, we want to use a Karma doll, so let's expand this out. And under here, we'll see Karma Ragdoll.
Mm-hmm.
So let's click that. And under Karma, let's go under here, and you'll notice we have the regular parameters down here. Have Karma Parameters Collision, and Object.
Okay.
But really what we want to be able to access is the parameters for the actual skeleton that we've got here.
Cool.
Or the actual ragdoll.
Right, of course.
So let's clear this out, and let's go down here and select Karma Parameters Skeleton. Click that, and let's click New. And there we've got it, and you'll notice that we have an extra area here called the Karma Parameters Skeletons. And you'll notice that we can do convulsions. So at intervals, you can do a few convulsions, and kind of interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah, kind of scary. And you'll see in here we have convulse spacing, so you can set what times he's going to do it. So the minimum amount of time, the maximum amount of time. Kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Down in K skeleton, this is going to set which skeleton we're going to be using to simulate the ragdoll effect. So let's set Jug, because that's the character we're using.
Sure.
And let's make sure that we have all the settings set up. Actually, it is looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's exit that out, and let's play it to see how it looks. So let's just click Light Maps.
So when is it going to start in the animation? As soon as the
character actually shoots him.
Oh, okay. So right now he's just
just going to hover in space.
Cool, let's go have a look at him while he's hovering. That'll be spooky.
So let's go up and let's actually shoot him, and look at that.
Oh, wow, look at him just buckle when he hits the ground.
So we can push him around a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely do some interesting things with this guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of push him around. Kind of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to actually create a room specifically for these guys. Multiple. And let's start creating the room. Let's leave this guy over here.
Okay.
Let's create our brush, and let's find it, which would be over here. Let's move this over here. And let's actually try to get the right brush size the first time around.
The moment of truth.
I know.
Can Bingo put the right brush parameters in on the first try?
You know, somehow I doubt I'll be able to do it.
Film at 11.
I know. So let's set this to 196, and let's set this to 128. Let's build this guy out. And when you look at that, I did it wrong again.
Just one of those play-by-ear things.
You know, I guess it's a bad memory or something.
It's like RGB coordinates, you know, or RGB systems when you're doing colors, because I can never remember them off the top of my head unless I have them written down somewhere.
Now, see, why do I remember those things?
I don't know.
That's kind of scary.
Why do I remember BSP brushes when I'm using them? Same thing.
Okay. So, I guess each has its own thing.
There you go.
So let's carve this guy out, and be sure that we move this guy down. We don't exactly want him sticking high up in the air.
Yeah, we need to be able to walk through that, not have to go find a ladder or something.
So let's call this guy out. Actually, that's really small.
It's really short. We're gonna have to like crawl.
So let's set this up to 256. That's kind of a default height. And let's move this guy up a little bit. Alright. Let's carve that guy out.
Alright.
That's kind of the look I was going for.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's create our next room. So let's move this guy over. I didn't really need to push that, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's move this guy over to 2. Set him up a little bit nicer. Let's set this guy to 256 and 256. It's kind of a big room. Set the height to 512.
So it's a very tall room.
Yes, it is very tall. So let's set this to 16 so it snaps kind of. Well, you know what? Since we have it here, let's actually move this over a little bit. You'll notice that I did kind of cut it a little bit straight. We can actually fix that. We can just move this over and 2. Set that guy up.
Okay.
Looks a lot better. And we can rebuild our geometry. And you'll see that that kind of fits a whole lot better. Let's move this guy. Excuse me. I'll figure it out one of these days.
You're doing great, man.
Alright, thanks. So let's line these guys up a little bit.
You're a good little bingo.
Thanks, Zach. I needed that.
Sorry. Couldn't help myself.
Sure, you can. So let's just have a little bit of height on the top. Right around like that.
Okay.
Let's cut this guy out. So we're going to have a fairly tall room, and it kind of sags all the way to the bottom. Let's quickly change our textures. I know textures aren't the most important thing in the world, but you know it's cool.
If you get anything worth doing is worth doing right.
That's right. So let's go over to here, set this guy up to have those textures. Let's set this to... Well, and you know what I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to push Shift-B, select all of those, and we'll just set these to tiles. So let's shut that down. And now we have our room of torture. Oh well, I did kind of miss one texture here. No biggie. Just go into here, set that up. Alright, that's all set.
Sweet.
So, now what we're going to do is create a sort of interesting effect here. We're going to hang these guys from the wall.
Cool.
Yes, it's kind of cool. So let's go into...
From the wall or from the ceiling?
From the ceiling.
Ceiling's cool.
That's what I meant. But anyway, we have the character, K constraint, and we have the KBS joint.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just create a few guys here. Let's create a karma actor. Oh, excuse me. Let's create the KBS joint here.
Oh, okay.
And let's kind of move that around to a... Let's move this brush out of the way. That's kind of about right.
Okay.
And let's create another chain. So let's go into our actor browser.
So this will be just like how we set up our lamp, basically.
Right. So we have the short chain here. Let's create an actor. So add karma actor. Let's put that over here. You know, that's actually looking pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's zoom in a bit. Let's change this to 16.
And a moment of silence
I
while
know.
Joel is working.
So let's Shift-D and copy that guy over. And you know what? Why don't I just move this guy over, move him, I don't know, back a little bit. We want to kind of create an interesting effect.
Okay.
So maybe we'll have 3 characters in here. Put it sort of like that. We kind of want it on the same plane, so that's kind of looking nice.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm kind of liking that. I do want to move this guy back just a little bit more.
And you start to get picky.
I know. So let's set that up. We got our one chain over here, so let's duplicate this guy over.
So basically what you're going to be doing is taking these systems, you're going to set up like one and then just duplicate it off before you wire everything.
You know, actually you're very right. I shouldn't be really creating all these. Let's delete those out. And let's duplicate this guy and put him down here. Well, I don't know what I was thinking.
I could have been thinking anything.
Yeah, that's true. I could have. And so let's move this guy over here a little bit. And that
You're doing a great job, man. Just keep right on rolling.
All right, thanks.